All right, we're going to call the Utilities Commission meeting to order. It's 7:30 PM. First order of business is the minutes, to approve the minutes of the Utilities Commission meeting of March 6th, 2017.
I will move that we approve the Utility Commission meetings for March 6, 2017.
There's a second. That was a quick second, too. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously approve the minutes of the Utilities Commission meeting of March 6, 2017. Operating funds on hand in the Utilities Commission. Total cash on hand is $888,755.20. In the capital funds for water and sewer hookup, we have $589,000 for a total of $1,477,755.20. The next order of business for the Utilities Commission is the payment of the bills.
That look good to me. I move we pay the bills for the Utilities Commission.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously agreed to pay the bills. That brings us to really the highlight of any Utilities Commission meeting, which is the report of Mr. Bob Sykes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We had to get a new pump for the pump station out on 291. You'll see it in the bills, almost $7,000. The repair cost for that same pump, when we sent it to the shop, was $6,200. I couldn't see getting a rebuild with that price difference. We also ordered some parts for the UV over at the wastewater plant, some ballasts, and some hydraulic bars that are for the automatic cleaning system on the UV. The paving of the patches in town is ongoing. I thought it was going to happen quicker than this. He did some today, he did some last week. There's still quite a few that aren't done yet though, but he assures me they're getting done now. I got some lab results on March the 15th that seemed very questionable. I've had the lab rerun the tests and they come back and they tell me they got the same results. I only mention that, you may be hearing something about that. It could influence our permit standing. I still think that it is a snafu. Something happened because the day before, all of our tests were low.
Are we talking about water treatment or sewage treatment?
Wastewater treatment.
Wastewater.
Our discharge was all normal, and then the next day, for some reason, everything went up times 10.
Was there some kind of rain event or?
The same rain event that was going on the day before.
Okay.
So, hopefully that will average itself out because of the number of samples we have to get. But I will keep you up to date. And that's all I have.
When you said he promised me to have the patching done, who is he?
The only person that we've been able to rely on to do the patching in town is Chip Coppage Paving.
Okay.
We've tried other people, tried to get them in here, and a lot of times what they do is they show up and they say, hey, we'll do it for $5 a square foot. And then they come in and they do it one time for $5 a square foot, and then you never hear from them again. But Chip has been doing it for us twice a year now, for about 8 years. I know that sometimes it looks like some of these patches are there for a very long time, but we can't get them patched too soon, or you get like an inverted speed bump. So we got to let them settle for a while, twice a year, so you might see a patch for 6 months in the same spot, but then when he comes through, they should be getting blacktop.
Okay.
Any other questions for Bob? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn the Utilities Commission meeting?
Move to adjourn the Utilities Commission meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we unanimously adjourn the Utilities Commission meeting.
Thank you.
Well done, Bob.
He's shorter than Bill was the week before.
His learning curve is.
Bill just lost his fill-in job.
Bill. Come on, man. I think everyone wants to watch that tournament final game. Something like that. I know you do.
Oh, there's a tournament on tonight? Oh.
Okay, let's convene the mayor and council meeting. It's 7:35 PM. Our first item on the agenda is the minutes of the mayor and council meeting of March 20th, 2017.
I move we accept the mayor and council meetings for March 20th, 2017 as submitted.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously approve the minutes of March 20th, 2017. Operating funds on hand for the town of Chestertown. Our total operating cash on hand for unrestricted use is $1,443,901.69. Within that is the armory funds, which are now at $104,240. You note that we've spent some of that for the current work that's happening at the marina. We also have a separate account, a PNC regular checking balance of $40,613.52 for the Broad Reach Sculpture Project. Our third item on the agenda is the payment of the bills.
I'll move that we pay the bills as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously agreed to pay the bills. Our next item is Frank Hurst, the Bocce League.
Oh, it's that time of year again.
Yeah, man, this is big.
Big, you know. Okay, Jen, thank you. We are beginning our 8th season.
Oh, my God, 8 years?
This was the, our fourth year, it was just started in the fall of 2015. We have before you first, our finance, and it's not, as I told Sam, because my printer ran out of red ink, which actually we are in the black, so it's a good thing. We have a substantial sum, which I'll be discussing with the captain, but how to disperse it in the month ahead. However, I'm a little bit concerned about our playing area. You know, we did the seeding, and after this rain, anticipated rain, excuse me, well, I'll be giving Tom Sappington a call, and they'll be taking the roller out on it, but it didn't fill in the gaps the way we had hoped. So we may give it one more go this coming fall, see how that works, but should that not succeed, then I may come to you and ask, work with Tom and see if it's a matter of us paying to have it, you know, tilled out, you know, resoiled and seeded in the fall to bring it back, or maybe it's a matter of size. But again, that's what you all to guide me on how we want to do this. But we have funds, so it wouldn't be any burden on the township for that. So, first order of business, asking again for you all to authorize the cutting of lawns in Mormon Park every Tuesday, weather permitting, so we can have a good surface, at least a short surface. It may not be even. Then I would like to also ask for the continuation of the open container waiver, so, you know, for us to continue to do our tailgating.
I think that's critical.
Yeah. I don't think you're
Especially
going
for the town council team.
All right.
like that.
We have been, I think it's time maybe to update our liability on time. Any new members, I'm going to make sure they'll have signed that release. And so I may have a new badge for you and Jen, you know, to get scanned in and added to the stats we had a year ago. Now, the other item you have in front of you is we are starting, as any of you have tried to work with our storage lockers, you know, they quite often become a rat's nest. We'll make do, you know, we can, but since we have the funds, I'd at least like to propose to you that we purchase a small storage shed. The funds, again, are not an issue, however, it's for you all to decide if placement of a 6x8 or a 8x8 down there would blend or fit in with the park and its usage as you see. I see a couple possible sites for placement. I think the best would be where the parking lot is, you have a portage on there, and there is, right behind that, a metal grid. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's a mesh-type grid that sets down into the soil. And the bushes there would block the view from the houses along the border there that adjoin the park. What is that, South Point? Yeah. Would block, so it should not cause any obstruction or any problem with the South Point people. So I'm suggesting that we purchase and place that there. And then the idea would be, all those long cords, we could double them up and hang them on hooks. So when people come, we'll have a hasp, a latch on there, with the combination for everybody's use. And then they could simply come in, pull off the cords they need, set up, play, and it'd be a lot easier to put them back. Also, we could put some shelves on one side or the other for all the walls and miscellaneous.
So you're proposing that it should go on that grid?
Well, I think that's a
But
good...
that's for
That grid,
vehicles.
the
That's
grid's down there for driving on
for
it.
vehicles when they need to go
Okay,
into the
okay.
park.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so-
Then the other option is to, on the far side from that, over by the, pavilion, thank you, I'm so struggling. There are several small trees planted, and I would think if we could set it back in between, like, one or two of those trees at any location that you all agree to, we could put a bed of stone or pea gravel or something in it to give it a level, and again, at our labor and our expense, put that in, pat it down, and then set the shed on.
So backing up to the little marsh
Yeah.
behind the pavilion.
Exactly. So, I'm not expecting, if you want to approve this evening, fine, we'd love it to move forward, but for your consideration, we'd like to do something like that to just make it a little easier for us to manage the materials that we have.
Does this league have a spring season, a summer season, and a fall season?
Just the spring and the fall. Spring
And how
goes-
long is the seasons? I can't remember, was
Oh,
it 6 weeks?
So April, we're going from the last week in April through the end of June, and then the fall tends to be 2 weeks short than that. So what is that, 8, 9? That's 9 weeks, and the fall tends to be 7 weeks just because of we start after Labor Day and life becomes an
Yeah.
issue. Until you all approve us putting in.
For the council's information, I signed this up for the spring league too. so.
Did you really?
So we all have a conflict of
I
interest?
did, no, I did send out an email asking, and I think everybody committed.
If I'd known that, my training regimen would have started like 3 weeks ago. So I'm gonna be behind
We'll
the
send
eight
a
ball.
six
I'll see
pack
what
over
it-
tomorrow.
Behind the bocce ball.
I'll give you a six-pack.
You're more than 3 weeks behind. No, I assume everybody's coming back, except Liz. Liz got, she
And I'm too far away to get home.
pulls that working.
I don't
time.
have a problem with this at all, but I do have a concern over vandalism.
Well, we haven't had a problem with the trunk, but you think we're gonna have like painting and that type of thing?
Yeah,
or
spray
breaking?
paint.
I would, no, breaking into it. I really do.
Yeah.
There isn't anything in
That's a
Wilmer
good
Park
point.
now that anybody could break into and
That's a good point.
take, because the pavilion is just
Open.
wood and
Yeah.
open, and the little
They set fire to it.
gazebo.
They have containers down there. They've had them there for the last 3 years.
They just sit out there?
But they're pretty innocuous.
Yeah, they're not very tall, they're not very big, but they're there.
Sitting in that marsh grass that,
Give them, has anybody ever broke into those?
Frank, I have an idea. I don't know whether this will appeal to you. I think this kind of building is inappropriate in the park,
Okay.
and it's really hard to hide it. But I do think that a small enough building that we could pick up with our loader, skid loader, and take down there during the season, put it in, take it back to the yard in the off-season, something that wasn't so big that we couldn't pick it up with our forklift and take it down there. Or, I don't know, is that pavilion is halfway to the big pavilion on the trail, it's sort of octagonal. I don't know how much use that gets, but I mean, that would be a prettier design, I think, for something where you're actually putting
Oh, you mean a little gazebo thing?
the little gazebo.
Yeah.
I don't know if people use it or not, but really, the park has such a nice look, and these buildings are great for your backyard.
I was wondering if we could get a small trailer that you could lock up and keep at the town parking lot, and then somebody could, someone in the town crew could haul it down there on Tuesdays
Yeah.
and Thursdays. I don't know how much a little small trail, but they make them,
That's not a bad idea.
and it wouldn't have to be so attractive either, it'd just be an ugly, it could be an ugly small trailer as long as we could lock it up.
It gives me occasion to appoint another officer, I could have a director of transport.
There you go.
and logistics.
So is the main problem in these?
That might be
storage
easier than a forklift,
chests,
though.
the
Well,
cords?
I've just meant to
Yeah.
leave it there for
Couldn't-
6
could
weeks
you have
and
a
then take
spool
it back
that you
away.
wind them up?
Oh, I see.
Not take it out there every day,
Or
just
hooks inside?
Twice a week.
Yeah, we,
twice a year.
we tried several approaches, and it, as you all know, it takes a couple people to mess it up. You
Yeah.
know, if they botch it, they throw them in there, and then,
And you work awfully hard on that. You have to be there at the beginning, at the end, and we see you there all the time, so I think it's worth the thought, but I need to know the smallest building that you can get along with, because the smaller means the more we're able to take it there at the beginning of the season and away at the end, and again at your fall season.
well, I like Marty's idea about the trailer as well, if
Yeah,
you
but-
could provide space.
But somebody has to tell, he's thinking in terms of
We'll take it.
taking it there every time you have
Yeah,
that's not, I mean, that involves
Well, I
somebody.
wonder if we could take it on Tuesday and then pick it up on Friday.
Friday morning.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just dropping it at the beginning of the season, taking it away at the end.
And it could
just
be all
calling it a
rigged
day.
up for, you know, you open the doors.
so something lower,
Well, it can look like it can look like it can
Small
be
shed.
6 by 6 or whatever, 4 by 6.
oh, okay.
And it can have all that stuff laid out on the wall like you're dreaming with a door. And
Okay,
we
as long
just,
as it was workable.
right, and we take it there and on the other side of that little grid that you were talking about, up in those trees, we could probably just put it there
Park it there.
and,
Oh, the site.
you know, and I think a lot of the people at the condos.
Along the fence line.
Yeah, they're players.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
players
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Where did you get this, Frank?
There's an Amish guy up in Middletown, at the Harvest.
There's one right across the bridge now.
He's gone now.
Yeah, there's all.
You can go in that office and they still will sell you a
Oh, is that
building
right?
from that
Oh,
office.
really?
yeah.
Okay.
They just moved their stuff down there, but they still operate.
So I think we're on board with the Tuesday permits, or the Tuesday grass mowing.
We're thirsty people.
The open container, I think, is a no-brainer, and then can we authorize Bill to work with Frank on the smaller shed idea? Because I agree with Bill that,
Okay, I'll get some ideas together and provide them.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, if taking it down at the beginning of the season and the end still causes vandalism, then maybe we can go back to the once a week taking it down, like Tuesday and.
We'll come up with it.
Yeah, I don't
I
think,
just wanted to let you know that's a challenge
Yep.
that we're trying to address.
Can I ask you something about this? Are we replacing all the balls, or does it cost $3,000 every season?
See, you are operating without all the information, Marty. If you had played with us last spring, you would have attended, in fact, wait a second, you came to our inaugural bocce ball. That's the end of your party.
That's an event,
Oh, I see.
a bocce
Okay.
ball,
Oh, fine.
where you put on a nice
In
suit,
fact,
Marty.
I thought the food was delicious. I thought the food was delicious, Mayor. You didn't know about that.
That would've been a lot of money
You
for bocce
figured I
balls.
would be there.
I remember extending that invite and
Kinda like
having
the
to
credit
allow
card.
10.
I don't always hear everything.
Business cards.
Okay, I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you all very much.
thank you very
Frank.
much, Frank.
yeah, Frank, you
I mean,
do a great job, you really do. It's a lot of people enjoy that.
I'm going to start recruiting a replacement.
And I think when we roll, even with the grass not growing, I think when we roll it for the first time, people are gonna be amazed at how much truer the ball is. I don't think some people are gonna like it, because some people really hope the ball bounces.
Oh, they
around.
do. Oh, I've heard
You
that.
know, they're really,
They're gonna miss that excuse.
Let me ask you one more question. Last year, we bought T-shirts and registered. If you keep your same T-shirts, is the same registration fee? What's the registration fee?
$10.
$10 if you keep your shirt?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Well,
Liz,
you
you
might
could
explain.
spring for $10 just to show up once in a
I'll
while.
give you my shirt. And I'll show up once in a while, I told you that.
Thank you very much, Frank.
thank you.
Only for $10 you'll show
See
up.
you at the last weekend.
When do you
All
need
right.
that fee?
Oh, I'll send out an email.
Okay.
We're sending out.
I'll do that, Marty.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, the next item on the agenda is John Hanley for Earth Day.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks for giving me some time to speak to you tonight. Before I get into the Earth Day thing, I want to cover 3 items very briefly. First, the Environmental Committee, which you guys support, and that's really fantastic, we appreciate that. We meet the 3rd Thursday of every month. We meet here in Town Hall, 7 p.m. The meetings are open to the public, and the agenda and minutes are available for public review by, I guess, asking Jen or somebody here in the town office. So we.
They're also online.
Okay,
I have
so we
them all
comply with the Committee Information Act, or whatever it's called, with full disclosure. So everything we're doing is out there for everybody to see. And I wanted to give you an update on some of the stuff that we have been working on. Shane Brill was here, I think 2 months ago, talking about our film and speaker series, which is the first Thursday of every month. We always have it at Sumner Hall. This month and next month, we had to move the venue because the Smithsonian exhibit is at Sumner Hall. So this week, April 6th, the film will be moved up to the Washington College Campus Theater. And next month in May, doing something totally different, moving into the new restaurant here in town, Fig's Ordinary. So we'll be showing the film down there, which I think is really a good way to get the businesses involved by hosting the film and speaker series. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the recycling effort that the Environmental Committee directly supports above and beyond that which Fort Schumann provides. And we recycle one-use batteries, fluorescent tubes like those, and CFLs, or the curlicue bulbs, which are rapidly becoming unavailable anyways, but they're still out there, they still have mercury in them. So we recycle these products, one-use batteries and the mercury bulbs, by collecting them here in town office. Once a quarter, we partner with the Chestertown Natural Food Store, and they sponsor a collection out in front of their store, and also at the Earth Day Festival, which I'll talk about in a minute. But last year, we recycled 350 pounds of one-use batteries. That's a lot of batteries. And I really thank the town for standing up and supporting that, and we collect them right out here for the most part. We do get a lot of batteries at the other pickup locations, but it's really, it's the right thing to do. And it's the only way to get it done to do it ourselves. The fluorescent tubes, the long tubes, I couldn't believe it, but we recycled 400 of those tubes last year, and 600 of the little curlicue CFLs. And that's a lot of mercury that we diverted from going into a landfill somewhere. And we're all old enough to remember playing with mercury rolling around in our hands. Well, we don't do that anymore. We recycle it because it's really bad for the environment. So again, I appreciate the support we do get from the town on that. With respect to Earth Day, it will be on April 22nd, and it's our 7th annual Earth Day event here, which is sponsored by the town of Chestertown, Chester River Association, and the CES at Washington College. I chair that. I get help from Andy Goddard on that, and also from Ruth Menifee. And it is our 7th annual event. We will have a food truck there, and I haven't talked to you guys yet about the new ordinance, how that plays with Memorial Row, but we'll figure that out. We will have free paper shredding, and we'll have live music from all local musicians and bands. So it'll be a good event. We hold it rain or shine, and we've been really lucky over the past 7 years. We've only had one really terrible weather event. We'll have somewhere around 30 vendors that will provide eco-friendly products and services. You know, the obvious examples are solar power companies. They'll be there. Dependable Pest will be there. They have an environmentally friendly solution to mosquitoes instead of spraying, you know, some terrible chemical out there. We'll also have a number of companies, smaller companies that do things like crawl space remediation or home inspections for looking for leaks and how to reduce your energy footprint. Interesting, even Mary Kay Cosmetics has a green product line, and she'll be there this year again displaying her products. So again, it is April 22nd, which is fast approaching. We have it right down here in Memorial Row, and like I said, the town's been very supportive. The town guys come down and get everything set up for us. The police come in and make sure that all the no parking signs are up. And here in the town office, you guys have been very supportive of us as far as making this event happen. So April 22nd, we do have it, I think, coming soon on the town website, and we have it advertised here and there and everywhere. So talk it up if you would, and thanks for your time. Any questions?
I just want to ask one thing. You told me when the electronics drop-off was, and I forget.
Oh, the MES, Maryland Environmental Services, which is the 5-county entity that exists, they have what they call a household hazardous waste drop-off day once per quarter. And this year, it is on April 22nd, and it is at Nicholson.
Okay. Oh, good.
Hours? Do you know the hours?
Don't know. I want to say 8 to...
And what kind of things do they take? Paint and...
Yeah, they'll take paint, they'll take electronics, they will take the fluorescent stuff, they will not take one-use batteries. They'll take printers, TVs, cartridges. If you get on the MES website, they do have a list of everything they take and everything they don't take.
I've been there, and they're very efficient. They got a bunch of people that practically run up to your car or your truck and take the stuff out and
Yeah, they
take it to the
outsource
different
it, but
places.
they are so good about it. It's amazing how fast and how much stuff that they sort and categorize and boom, we've done just like that.
Is it
It's really a
free,
good event,
or do you have to-
and it's great that it's right in the street this year.
Free.
It's free?
There was a long line when I got there, but it went very quickly.
You go over a scale and they weigh your car going in. Is there anyone in town routinely taking number 5 plastic?
Did he do the movie?
The Chestertown Natural Food Store was, and might still be, I don't know. There's issues with that. People bring in yogurt cups that they haven't cleaned out, and you don't have one. That's a yogurt cup that hasn't been cleaned, it's been sitting around for 2 weeks. It's growing.
Just so much of that stuff.
Yeah, no, number 5's have been a problem, always will be, but I think Fort Schuman is looking at different places to source that problem. Not yet. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to Town Manager's Report. Bill Ingersoll.
You know, I think John's left and he doesn't hear all that well, but he's cleaned the fountain up as he does every year and paints the eyes and the tongues of the lions and did you, Kay, would you like to make?
Yeah, I was gonna let everybody know about that.
Would you do that right now? Because he's gotten, a little early, he's gotten that fountain into great shape for
an event that we pulled together very quickly, Main Street, under the Main Street banner. The downtown merchants started planning, sort of last minute, a spring cleaning sale downtown. And they asked us if we wanted to create a family event or other event to keep people in town a little bit longer on Saturday. So actually, Bill and I were talking about what we could do, and we came up with the idea of officially turning the fountain on that Saturday. So that gives us a fun landmark event, and it's something that we've been thinking of doing anyway, and so this just makes us jumpstart it. So you'll see on the flyer, we've got a moon bounce, face painting, popcorn, lemonade music, Papa Smurf's food truck. It's a little short, just a little 2-hour thing in the middle of the day, hopefully keep people around town after farmer's market, and then they're free to shop and dine downtown afterwards. So we're sending these flyers home with all the kids in the middle school and the elementary school, and we'll be doing social media starting tomorrow, just to get this out there, because it is very short notice. It's this Saturday. Yeah, noon to 2 in Fountain Park, of course. And we expect Hebe and the mayor to be there. And we hope that you guys can be there soon.
It's an excellent idea, Kate.
Is the mayor gonna sing the Hebe song again?
That might be Jay Yurkus, I don't know if the mayor will sing.
That's a Jay Yerkes special.
That's it. But anyway, and John, the fountain master, John Hanley, will be there too. And we'll do a fun countdown and just make have a little pomp and ceremony with it.
Thank you.
Good.
Questions?
Kay, you're doing a good job with the marketing of the town of Chestertown and the Arts and Entertainment District Facebook page, and the word is finally spreading, and it's exciting, so.
Thank you. A lot of that is getting some volunteers through Main Street
Yeah.
to start adding to it.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk to you about your drone photography.
Oh, sure.
Oh my gosh,
Just some ideas for how to use
fantastic.
that.
Absolutely.
Right.
It all comes back to the drone.
Thank you, Kate. I have a couple other things. I'm not going to go through the Thursday environmental series schedule of films because John did a couple of them, and they are on our website. It's a nice program, though, and I don't know whether attendance is big or little, but some of these things are very interesting. The power of the community, We Feed the World, those are things we could all stand to watch. I do want to, just as an aside, I have two things left. I have a resolution that our attorney asked us to pass tonight. Apparently, every local government could have a designation of a resident agent who would accept the service or process. So when somebody has a summons for the town, like we have right now with a small case, there's someone to deliver to. They delivered it to the mayor the other day at Town Hall, and we all know the mayor is not at Town Hall all the time. So what this resolution says is that now therefore be resolved that Mayor and Council of Chestertown designate William S. Ingersoll having a street address at 118 North Cross Street as a resident agent for the town of Chestertown. Be it further resolved that Mayor Christopher Serino is hereby authorized to execute all forms necessary to maintain the accuracy of this designation. So that when somebody has a summons or a subpoena, they come to Town Hall, they hand it to me, I distribute it to the council. It's nowhere in the charter does it say who the resident agent is, and this is really going by the State Department of Assessments and Taxation wants a designated resident agent. So maybe sometime that'll help us with other things, but it's something I don't think we really need, but it's come up, and now Chris has to go get a summons that we have over at the post office because it was delivered to him only. So having this will help with that.
Do you need a motion to accept it?
I would like a motion to pass this.
I move that resolution.
Does it have a number or something?
What would the number be, 2?
2, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, there's a motion to
Create the resident.
create the resolution.
Resident agent status with our town manager.
Right. Resolution number 2. Right.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Let the
They won't
record
be
show
knocking on our
unanimously passed
There's
resolution.
one, as long as it's not me, I don't care.
They won't be knocking on our doors at midnight.
And there's one other thing I want to bring up. We added another parking lot light at the Marina parking lot, Fish Whistle. The Fish Whistle has their own light on the lot, and we added another one, juxtapose that about 45 degrees to the right to cover the parking lot better for some of these late-night activities that the chief has been called in on, and there's been some vandalism and some theft. So, and I did receive an email that said, hey, the town should light it better. And we do have a great lighting plan coming after the marina is redone. But for now, this is the best we can do because some of the perimeter lights that are around the bulkhead won't be there after we finish the bulkhead. So, but we're going to keep them there as long as we can. So I did that, and it comes out of the marina budget. It's like I say, it won't be there for more than a year or so. But I hope it helps. It adds light, and it shows cooperation with our neighbors. That's it. That's my report.
Okay, next item of business is the mayor's report. I have 2 items. One is on next Tuesday, April 11th at 5 p.m. I will be joining President Sheila Bear of the college for a town gown symposium that will be basically hosted and promoted by the Chestertown Spy. I want to say it's at the Decker Theater. Does that sound right?
That's what it said on the internet.
Okay, so it'll be at Decker Theater, Tuesday, April 11th at 5. It'll be moderated by Dave Whelan from The Spy, and basically just open to the public. Anybody can come, and he's going to pick our brains about what we foresee for the future of Chestertown and how we can work together going forward, and maybe also some of the challenges of being a college town. So it should be really interesting, and it may actually be unprecedented as far as I know. Has that ever happened before?
When you're done, you'll probably say it was unprecedented. Yes, it's never been done like that before.
There you go.
It'll be one and done when it's done.
I want to give everyone an update on the marina. So I know that it was well-known and well-documented that we had requested $1.5 million from the governor's capital budget, and that request was basically unsuccessful, although I've continued to work kind of quietly with other members of the legislature, and so in the last month or so, we approached the leadership of the Maryland Senate, and they actually added the marina to the Senate's capital budget at the $500,000 level, and then it just got through the conference committee, I think it's called, in the House last week. So barring any unforeseen changes, which could basically only happen this week, we should be getting an additional $500,000 that will allow us to address a lot of the waterside repairs at the marina, hopefully this coming winter. I've been kind of intentionally not promoting this because it's been a very fluid situation. It's still not set in stone, but it looks very good. So if everything goes as we think it's going to go, in 2 weeks, I'll probably be giving like a comprehensive overview of where we stand as soon as that is official and done. So I'll be giving an overview of what funds we've been awarded, how we anticipate allocating those funds, what the different phases of the project are. If you haven't been to the marina lately, there's phase 1 work happening right now, which is essentially bulkhead and boat ramp work in the basin between Scotts Point and the Fish Whistle. It's been really neat watching them put real, like 50-foot industrial pilings in there. It's going to make a world of difference when they're done. It's a little painful right now, like the boat ramp isn't operational. I've had a lot of people ask me about when it's going to be done. I can't give you a firm answer, but just bear with us because this project is starting and hopefully this allocation will happen, and that'll really help us start to take big chunks out of the work that we've been planning on doing. So good news, and that's all I'm going to say for now, and hopefully I'll have more to say in a couple of weeks. So why don't we start with ward reports with your ward, Liz?
Well, I have something I want to thank Bill and the town street crew for publicly, although it didn't happen in my ward. But it's been my mission since being on council to try to improve handicap accessibility in town. And 2 of our big intersections, Queen and High and Cannon and Cross Street, now have real ADA mandated curb cuts with, the textured pads in them. And that's a really big step. And the guys did a great job, and my friend Jen Baker's checked them out and declares them fantastic. So I'm really happy about that, and onwards and upwards from here on that. I think we were all present for the fantastic ceremony in the Sultana building last Friday for the first really huge high-profile event for Sumner Hall. It was a great event. It thrilled me to see, a diverse crowd there, and only the rain prevented us from going down to actually cut the ribbon for the exhibition at Sumner Hall, but that was really thrilling to see that. That's all I have.
Okay, Linda?
Well, in continuing with the Sumner Hall event, Saturday, I met people from New Jersey, Southern Maryland, the Western Shore, all the way to Washington DC. Some of the people were here for events at Washington College, and some were here for the Smithsonian exhibit at Sumner Hall. Now, everybody who had a brochure in their hand that had a puzzled look on their face, I said, "Can I help you?" So I don't have that one brochure, but it says Smithsonian exhibit, and then it's the connection to Main Street.
Museum on Main.
Okay, Museum on Main. Everybody was looking for Main Street. And I said, well, we don't have a Main Street. This is High Street, and this is our Main Street. So I talked to, and we don't have signage directing people back to Sumner Hall. So I talked to Barbara Foster, and she said they ran out of money for any kind of signage like that. So I was hoping I would get the same enthusiasm from everybody tonight if we could donate maybe $300 to Sumner Hall. I don't know whether we can put the signs up on the telephone pole or whatever, okay, just Sumner Hall and an arrow, but to direct people through town, down Cross Street, or down High Street, to Queen Street.
One on High and one on Cross.
And just, bring them through the historic district. And then Barbara said there would be a second printing of that brochure, hopefully, if they get enough money. And I just thought, actually, I talked to two people who wanted to buy property here. They brought up the listing with one of the real estate companies, agents around here, and said, do you know where this is? And we're thinking about buying property here. And I'm thinking, my gosh, you just need to get out and talk to everybody. But
Yeah,
it was
cool.
really strange. They said, we're looking for Main Street. And I said, we don't have Main, we have High. But I think that would, all of these people, and actually Barbara told me they had over 75 people go through Sumner Hall on Friday night. And when I was down there Saturday afternoon, there were over 95 people that had been there on
Wow,
Saturday.
that's awesome.
It's amazing. I went later, so it would be, not
yeah,
a lot
that's
of
very
people.
cool.
And so like I said, New Jersey, Southern Maryland, Western Maryland, DC, it just,
neat.
you don't really realize how many people come to Chestertown unless you get out and talk to them. So I would like, if you want to set a limit, but I think,
I think 300 sounds like a reasonable amount. I would envision a sign on High Street, Cannon Street, and maybe one each on Queen where they have to make that
Two
right turn.
corners, yeah.
But if you can do it for less than 300, it'd be very nice.
Yeah,
We're talking
Well, they
temporary
had,
signs for this
We might
section.
be able to do a temporary thing that could actually strap onto the telephone pole. I've seen a company that does those, and we might just be able to take that idea and create something.
we have to do this quickly. And then Nancy McGuire used to put the sandwich boards on the corners. I don't know whatever happened to those.
Why don't we just let the real estate companies put the signs up and put their advertising on the bottom?
We could do that.
I'm just
I
kidding,
mean,
but
you know,
get it
just
up there
like-
quickly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we need to do something quickly.
Who makes semi-permanent type of, you deal with this sort of
UPS
art?
store does, so does Bayside Printing.
Good, so we can,
And Skippy's also, they can order.
Yeah.
We're talking temporary signs for this exhibition,
Yeah.
not...
But if you put
Plastic.
Sumner Hall on it, and we have another big event at Sumner Hall,
Yeah.
it's generic enough that you can reuse them.
idea.
It'll be on part of the wayfinding signing system.
Yeah. So who wants to follow through with this?
Who makes the motion?
Do you want to make the
I'll
motion?
Make a
I'll make a
motion.
motion that we donate $300 to Sumner Hall for signage to Sumner Hall on Queen Street.
And then you want me to
For the-
just follow up
Would
with
you
Sumner
just
Hall
do
and
it?
see if
Yeah.
I can help them?
Yeah, I would say, I would just designate the funds for us to do it, for whatever they want, and put it up.
Yeah, that'd probably be a better way
Yeah,
of doing
just
it.
get it done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure.
Gets
we have
lost in the
anything big
shuffle,
if
the
they're
other one.
Hanging outside the visitor center, or maybe nice too to have a
Sure, put one there that goes like that, and I mean, a lot of people come from that direction.
I'd like to amend the motion to give the job to the town to take care of.
Create them.
You all right with that, Linda?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
All right, that was cool, Linda. Interesting. Sam?
Nothing to report tonight, but I should have everything finalized by the next town council meeting. We are planning to launch the Phase 1 of the Washington Park revitalization. So we're going to go in for a grant to completely redo that park. But in the meantime, we're going to work with the resources that we have now, the park benches, and the swing set, and installing a horseshoe pit. And then we want to do like what do you call it? Kind of like a launch, like a spring launch of Phase 1 sometime in May. So we should be getting that off the ground. I'm going to work with Tom, Case, and of course the Recreation Commission and Harold Somerville and the Washington Park Committee. So I should be able to present those final details to you all next town council meeting.
That's great.
Other
That's a
than
cool
that,
project.
it is. Other than that, Marty?
Okay, well, last meeting, I did speak to the Council of Government Group about the fact that we have a lot of rooms and so forth being rented and not paying the rent tax. There was a letter that went out to all of our legislators and a cover letter to the county commissioners saying that there's two bills pending. I'm not sure whether either one of them, I'm not even sure they'll get out of the committee this year, but we made it very clear in the letter that if it doesn't pass this year, I think they're going to do a study group, which is what they do. They do study groups. And maybe next year we'll get something going. But I would think that just the publicity of the fact that some of these people are doing this will get the idea that maybe we ought to do that. So that's been taken care of. I also attended, by the way, there was people here from Colorado.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I gave them a place to stay while they were here.
Marty's family.
I mean, I opened my house to the
They
people.
were still here from the weekend before.
But it was a very nice function, and I will say this, they felt, my daughter and, by the way, my daughter's from Colorado, they thought the downstairs exhibit was every bit as good or
Yeah, I've
better
heard
than
that.
the upstairs exhibit. And I thought the upstairs exhibit, when they say the way we work, like it was something old, I thought it was more like current events. I remembered a lot of that stuff. But that comes with age. And finally, for those of you who had to work today, too bad, you missed the walk-off home run in the 11th inning by Trumbo. And since I don't have an orange tie, I did wear my orange, get that on the camera, I did wear my Orioles socks. And that
just happened.
that's what happened in Ward 4, I watched the ball game.
Watch the ball game.
Wow, end with a bang. There were no requests tonight for the public to be on the agenda. Are there any questions or comments from the audience tonight? The massive audience that we...
Both of you guys.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Bye.
Any opposed?
Was she an artist?
Okay, we're adjourned.